Rick and Morty, Season 6, Episode 2, done and dusted, out now for you guys to go and check out. This episode is all about Summer doing a Die Hard, while Rick and Morty are stuck in a game. Now I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this episode, but let me know in the comments below, what did you guys all think about this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below for me. Let's get a discussion going. Smash that like button, click subscribe as well, and let's get into this review of Episode 2 of Season 6 of Rick and Morty. Okay, so episode 2 of season 6 of Rick and Morty is done and dusted. I loved last week's episode. The first episode of season 6 I thought was absolutely back to form of Rick and Morty, back to the world-class form it had been. The jokes were landing, it was slick writing, fun animation, just a beautiful story. Good way to start season 6. I wasn't fond of season 5. I had a lot of hit and misses there. So episode 2, I was hoping, come on, can we continue this form and continue it on and make episode 2 just as good as episode 1? And I tell you what, they freaking did it. They made episode 2 just as good as the first episode. Now, I'll tell you guys right now, if you guys are a huge Die Hard fan, you love that movie, you are going to love this episode. This episode is all about Die Hard. And the references to the movie, the references to the characters is absolutely hilarious. Rick and Morty do a great job of parodying pop culture and things like movies and other characters that we love. And they do it especially well here in episode 2, with Summer playing the John McClane role and these Jar Jar Binks characters who are the villains, playing Hans Gruber and his fellow crew. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. The way that they made him look like Jar Jar Binks was absolutely hilarious. They even had the reference to him doing what Jar Jar does, where he goes, "Brrr." Absolutely hilarious. I thought it was funny as. But that to me was probably one of the strongest parts of this episode, was the whole Die Hard stuff with Summer. I enjoyed that so much. I just love what Summer was saying when she was running around and doing it. That was all freaking hilarious. I love how there's different translations to Die Hard in different cultures. And this one guy loves Die Hard, the alien terrorist, loves Die Hard. And he lives through it, and he is playing it out as well. It's absolutely classic. So if you're a huge Die Hard fan, you're going to love this episode. I think it did it absolute justice. It's freaking hilarious. The references were on point. Absolutely loved it. I thought Summer was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The other half of this episode is Rick and Morty stuck in a video game. And it was absolutely hilarious. It's Rick going into a video game to save Morty, because as the alien terrorists have taken over the arcade for some unknown reason, because they want the safe, that now Rick has to go in there and save Morty because the game malfunctioned when the power went off and reset itself, and now Morty's stuck in there, but he is like thrown into, like it's like a Sims game, and each character is Morty, is a piece of Morty. So there's like 5 million different pieces of Morty, and Rick is trying to get Morty to get out of there, and it's absolutely hilarious. You have this whole idea of Rick trying to get them to understand that they're in a video game and that they're all this one person, why it coming off as like it's a big religion thing. It's hilarious. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. The vulgar language is there, which is great. The references are there. The snidey comments, the back and forth between Rick and Morty is there. It's flowing in its full effect. This is classic Rick and Morty, this episode, and I am so freaking glad that we finally are getting it back, because last season I just felt like we went away from what Rick and Morty was, which is Rick and Morty's adventures. You know, throw in a bit of Summer here and there, a bit of Jerry, a bit of Beth. But the heart and soul of Rick and Morty is the adventures of Rick and Morty. And I felt like last season we abandoned that a lot of time. We had Morty do his own thing. We had Rick do his own story. And they very rarely crisscrossed. And when they did, it was more the family element rather than just them two. But now we are getting the classic Rick and Morty stories, which I absolutely love. The animation's on point. I love what they did with the Mortys in the game. I absolutely love the design that they gave them as they find out that they're all Morty. I love that. I love the references to what Morty loves to do and what he wants to do. I thought that was absolutely in character with who Morty is. And Rick, just being Rick, is absolutely hilarious. I just think this show is coming back. The jokes are landing, the timing is there. The way that they write the jokes are so freaking clever. Because, you know, you can write jokes and they not land. But the way that they write these jokes are just so clever. The way that they poke fun at certain things that happen in our society is absolutely on point. It's so freaking good. It's incredible. Like, these guys are just so freaking good when it comes to this show. Yes, they had a bad season last season, but they're getting back to form. I'm excited for season 6 now. Episode 2 just absolutely did it even better. And then you get the little post credit scene as well. I thought that was hilarious as well. That was absolutely freaking hilarious. More references to Die Hard and just some absolutely hilarious moments. Overall, I think episode 2 is probably better than episode 1. And it is looking like it's going to be going up from here on. I'm excited to see what we're going to get next week in episode 3. Rick and Morty is back. It's back to its best. I'm loving it. I'm excited. I cannot express how much I love when Rick and Morty is back. I am just so disappointed with what happened with season 5. I was not having a good time, and I was like, now I've got to wait a whole year again for Rick and Morty to return. And now that it's back, I am enjoying it so much, and I'm over the moon, as you can tell. I am so happy. It is just, it's brightened my day and night up. It has. Like, watching this has just put a massive smile on my face. Like, I'm going to go back and rewatch it again. It's that good. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of episode 2? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.